Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today is 4th of July, which is also the American Independence Day. Now, a lot of people may not understand this video because you live in other countries, but about 70% of my audience is American. Today is one of our holidays, and it's a holiday that we associate with food, so I want to give people some tips on just how to work around that. This is actually one of the easiest holidays to work around on the traditional foods we tend to eat on it. So let me put on my +5 hat of weaponsmithing. Work on scaling up my crafting a little bit, and let's talk about this. Now, before I jump into that, I do want to state up front, just because of social media posts I'm seeing, a lot of people, again, don't actually know what this holiday is. It's the 4th of July. This is our Independence Day. This isn't Veterans Day. It's not Memorial Day. It's not Flag Day. It's not Thanksgiving. Okay? It has nothing to do with any of those things. This is actually a traditional symbol of the 4th of July that I'm wearing right now, the Gadsden flag. Don't tread on me, because this is a Revolutionary War symbol. The 4th of July is a day where we celebrate a bunch of libertarian farmers rising up against tyrants and telling them, you're not going to rule over us, you're not going to attack us unfairly, you're not going to take our firearms away, you're not going to be tyrants and dictate over us, that we are free men and women, and we won't have it. And they rose up and fought a revolution against tyrants, against the British Crown. That's what we're celebrating on the 4th of July. It's a revolution, a successful revolution in our independence from another country. Not many countries out there have an Independence Day. All right, we're one of the ones that do, and that's what we're celebrating. Now, traditionally, how do we celebrate that? Fireworks, barbecue, grilling meat. All right, this is really easy to get around, guys. This is not hard to do. Now, what I would say to most people, there tends to be a lot of overeating. There does tend to be a bit of alcohol and everything there, but you know what? It's usually not so bad that you can't account for it. It's actually relatively easy to maintain a proper muscle building diet, because usually 4th of July is not about pastries and cakes and pies and bunches of junk. It's a lot of grilled meat is usually the traditional foods that are done. Now, there might be hot dogs. Depending on where you live, there might be burgers, but there's usually grilled chicken, steaks, all sorts of stuff. Brisket, various forms of meat that are grilled. Now, what I would say to people, okay, if you're worried you're going to overeat first, what's the normal routine to do? Go to the gym. Do a little extra training. Go in and get a good workout in on the morning of the 4th of July. Because usually anyone who's going to go celebrate the 4th of July is probably off work. It is a national holiday. About half of businesses are closed. About half the country is off work today. Now, the gyms, as I just found out a little while ago, the gyms are going to be crowded. So you know what? You might not be able to do your normal training. You might have to just go in and do whatever you can get done and just come in and get some volume. Maybe work on your weak points a little bit more. Find an exercise to work your weak points, whether they're aesthetic weak points or strength weak points for athletic purposes. Come in and do a little volume for your weak points. Focus on those things, because you know you're about to get a lot of food, and you know you are about to get a lot of protein in. All right, protein is what you're going to get most of on 4th of July if you pick the right foods. Not really a problem. All right, probably going to be some alcohol too, but not a big deal. So, go in and work on your weak points. Find a way to work in the gym. You train at home, this is even easier. You got a chin-up bar at home? Do a bunch of chin-ups. Come in and create a need for all that fuel that you were about to feed your body. You know what? Do a little extra cardio. In fact, this is one of those days where I would tell a lot of guys, not a bad idea, do a little bit of fasted cardio. Do 30 minutes of extra fasted cardio first thing in the morning on the 4th of July, because you're probably off work. Not a big deal. Do that. Do a little bit of fasted cardio. Go into the gym, work whatever you can, work your weak points a little bit. Just get some volume in for the weakest points that you have. And if you don't have any, then come in and find some volume on big exercises for your back, your legs. Muscles that are going to use up a lot of calories, going to have fairly large glycogen stores. All right, create the need for the fuel that you're probably going to consume today. Now, the beauty of 4th of July, it's a lot of grilled meats, a lot of barbecuing. If you go to most events, they're going to have, depending on whether it's a family event or a work function or anything else, a lot of people have work functions. Like one of them we're about to hit is actually a company-related one, for a company. So they are going to have a wide variety of foods. All right, this is easy. Go in and pick all the lean meats. Eat lean meats, find the veggie trays, load up on vegetables, get all those lean meats in. All right, this is easy. If you find a good brisket, cut the fat off the edges. Stick to the leaner parts in the middle. There will almost be guaranteed to be some chicken, be grilled chicken, probably be some steaks. If there's steaks, again, you can cut the fat off the edges and get the nice lean cuts of steak. You know what? Barbecue sauces tend to vary in their sugar content and stuff. You don't need a lot of barbecue sauce. If you got a bunch of stuff with barbecue sauce, just wipe the extra off. Scrape it off real quick with a knife or a spoon. Take the extra barbecue sauce off. Come in and enjoy yourself. Eat, because you're going to find that you're going to probably have access to a lot of lean proteins on 4th of July. Protein is very satiating. It's very difficult to overeat protein. So you're going to be able to come in and probably eat a pound of meat, and hopefully lean meats, so that you don't get hungry. So then you're nice and full on all of that. So when you go in and pick other stuff, it'll be easy for you to do. All right. Same thing, if there's sauces and stuff there, find the lower calorie sauce. There's probably some salsa. Put yourself some salsa and use that as a sauce instead of the barbecue sauce if you have that around. Easy options there depending on where you're at. Or, you know, just kind of do whatever's going to work for your diet. Some people are not big overeaters. They're going to train first, and they can probably come in and eat whatever they want. It's one day. It's not going to hurt you. Now, for me, obviously, I'm not going to be able to go hog wild because I'm in the middle of cutting. I've been very successful so far. I'm down 20 pounds. So for me personally, I'm going to have to come in and just stick to leaner meats. And depending on where you guys are at in your training, what sort of phase you're in, a weight gaining phase, a weight losing phase, it's going to affect what you tend to do on the 4th of July. But for me, I'm going to have to follow the strategy of a little bit of cardio first, create a little bit of a calorie deficit, go in and focus on proteins. Focus on proteins. And that's going to help you a lot. It's going to help you to stay full. It's going to help you to get a very low fattening micronutrient, because again, it's going to be mostly protein based. It makes it real easy. And usually there's going to be veggie trays and stuff too. So, you know, again, you're going to have access to a bunch of raw veggies you can snack on in addition to meat. Again, 4th of July, because there's so much protein involved, so much meat involved usually, it's actually one of the American holidays to where you're probably not going to overeat as much just to the food selection if they're doing what we think of as more of a traditional one. Now, if people are treating it like Thanksgiving type stuff, again, a big feast with all these treats and sweets and pies and ice cream and stuff, okay, that could be a little more difficult for you to eat what's there and still kind of stay within the confines of your diet. But if it's the more traditional one, there'll be tons of chicken, steak, stuff like that. There'll be lots of lean meats for you to eat lots of. And you probably end up eating 250 or 300 grams of protein that day, which is, again, a lot more than I recommend for most people. But that's also going to help keep you from overeating. So, guys, I want everyone, all my American brothers and sisters out there, to go out there, enjoy your 4th of July, celebrate it, and remember what this holiday is all about. This holiday isn't about fireworks. It's not about the flag. This is a holiday where we celebrate our independence from tyranny and the right of the people to self-rule. In other words, don't tread on me. Alright, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.